Hello and welcome to this somatic class for stuck hips. Today we're going to be working on super gentle movements that anyone can do in order to release just a little bit more the hips that are usually so unbalanced and misaligned and just very stuck with emotional tension, with trauma, and with stress. Let's begin. I invite you to find your way onto your back in your own time. Just arrive very slowly through placing your elbows on the ground and rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Your legs are straight in front. Just noticing and taking a moment here to arrive on the mat, to spread your shoulders wide and to drop them down towards the mat. And to bring your chin just a little bit towards your chest. Really have that beautiful, nice alignment here. And feel free now to place your hands on your hip bones and to feel just for a moment the connection between your hands, your hips, your pelvis. And maybe you can even drive some breath, some energy into your pelvic floor, your pelvic bowl, into your hips. No matter what stuckness you're experiencing there. Today we're going to move a little bit of that energy, rebalancing the two sides of the hips, really restoring some motion into the lower body. So everything we're doing today goes with the breath, goes with gentleness and slowness. And now with the next exhale, I invite you to drop your left leg down as if you wanted to step down on something, as if there's stairs that you're walking on, invisible stairs, and you want to step down and pull your hip downward. Inhale, bring it back to center, and exhale, pull your right hip down. So it's this imaginary hiking and walking, just dipping one hip after the other. You can use your hands to guide the movement a little bit more. If your hips are feeling extremely stuck here, use your hands, the palm of your hands, just to press gently against that hip and drive it down so that the whole leg follows. Exhale, down. Inhale, back up to center. No matter how small these movements are for you in this moment, that's okay. We're not here to exaggerate, we're here to awaken. It's so difficult to move stuck hips, so it's okay if yours are just moving a tiny, tiny bit. That's such a big deal already. Keep dipping one hip and the other. Maybe notice if a little bit more motion, more fluidity is arriving into your practice. Few more times. And again, somatically noticing what's happening in your body. Is there any energy that is starting to circulate? Perhaps any emotion starting to arise? Give yourself this moment to be present with whatever is. No judgment, nowhere to be, nowhere to rush to. Just here exploring in this moment, your hips, your body, dipping from side to side. Few more times. Beautiful. Now come back to center. Just realign, shake off the pelvis a little bit. And now I invite you to bring your knees in, bending them. And we're going to repeat essentially the same thing, dipping one hip and then the other, with the help perhaps of your hands on your hip bones to facilitate the movement a bit easier. And exhaling, dropping the left hip down, inhaling back to center, exhaling, dropping it down again. So feeling this as if hiking motion, as if you're walking, reclining. Deep breaths into the belly and almost driving those breaths into the pelvic bowl as well. reinvigorating with new energy. As you're moving your pelvis in this way, as you're moving your hips this way, notice how the muscles are stretching and shortening. Notice the difference between the contraction and the relaxation. Just be present with the body right now. Nothing else to think about. One more time before we realign in the center. And I invite you now to once again straighten out your legs. This time, we're gonna repeat again the hip hiking here. But instead of just focusing on our lower body, we're gonna add the spine to it as well. So the spine also bends to the side, contracts. So whatever feels good here. Feeling how the upper body and the lower body can work together. Once again, small motions. Nothing needs to be big here. Just exploring for a moment if your spine wants to join the movement. And if not, that's okay too. Just moving your hips from side to side. Maybe even moving your head from side to side. Can there be some more motion? What is your body inviting you to do? Well done. Come back to center. Now I invite you to open up your arms above your head into a star pose. Just yield for a moment into the ground, into the earth, your body heavy. Noticing the energy in your pelvis. And now once again, on the exhale, dropping the hip, coming back to center and dropping the opposite hip. And maybe your upper body once again wants to participate. Maybe your head starts moving from side to side, your arms pulling you to different directions. There's really no right and wrong here. We're just exploring this pull. The hips taking the lead and the whole body following as much or as little as it wants to. Well done. Come back to center. Deep breath out through the mouth, making the body heavy. And notice your pelvic floor right now. Notice if there's any subconscious clenching happening in there. And consciously allow it to just completely release. Let go of all your muscles. Breath in, contract ever so slightly. Breathe out and completely let go and release. You might notice that your pelvis is becoming heavier and heavier with every exhale. And release. Feel free to gently shake off your pelvis here if that feels good for you right now. If not, stillness is perfectly fine. Now gently roll onto your side. Come back through your center to find your seated pose here. Realign in the middle of the mat. Feel your sit bones strong and rooted. And notice if you can once again invite your pelvic floor to completely relax. All the muscles there that are so subconsciously clenched from the stress and the trauma, just to release for a moment. And imagine your hip bones dropping to the sides and down. Heavy. Releasing everything. And perhaps take your fingertips and place them on the sides of the mat, just driving any excess energy, unwanted energy out of your body into the earth, because it can take it. Just focus on that relaxation and heaviness in your pelvis and the energy moving out of your fingers. Well done. You can place your hand gently on your hip bones here for one deep breath in through the nose. And deep breath out through the mouth, releasing it all out. Well done. I want to thank you for joining me in this class. I hope your hips released a little bit. I hope that you're feeling a little bit more balanced between the left and the right hip, and that there's some more energy circulating in your body right now.